Welcome to ACC Network College Football, presented by Dr. Pepper. The second ever live college football game here on ACC Network, and here come the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest, hosting an 11-win team from last year, all the way from Logan, Utah, the Aggies of Utah State. What a great scene as the old gold and black enter here at BB&T Field in Winston-Salem. Kevin Brown, Heisman Trophy winner Andre Ware, so thrilled to be with you and to kick off a brand new college football season. And for Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons are hoping to continue their unprecedented growth. 3 consecutive years with a bowl win, but they had some questions to answer this offseason, and one big one was answered with Jamie Newman being anointed the cornerback.
Yeah, really rode the momentum of last season of 2018 when he took this team on a 3-1 run to finish the year MVP of the Birmingham Bowl. Well, who is he? He's a big, strong, physical runner that can really push the ball down the field. We'll see a lot of that throughout tonight.
He beat true sophomore Sam Hartman for the starting job, and with both Newman and Hartman, Wake Forest excelled offensively last year. They won their 3rd straight bowl game, edging Memphis in the Birmingham Bowl, and the last 2 seasons have been the 2 best in terms of yards and points per game in Demon Deacon history.
Yeah, you look at an offense that can they're really balanced. They can run the football, they can push it down the field with Newman at quarterback. It's an offensive attack that's going to keep you on your heels a little bit throughout the evening.
So that's the offense. Defensively for Wake Forest, it's not going to be easy tonight. Jordan Love may be good enough to have shed the one of the best group of 5 quarterbacks moniker. You think he might be one of the best quarterbacks in the game, period?
I think if he decides to come out after this season, he's going to be a top 20, top 15 pick. He's a special passer of the football. Can he work the pocket? Yes, he can. He checks every box that you're looking for in a quarterback. Throwing guys open, the placement of the football. Can he do it on the run? Can he move and deliver the football with accuracy? Absolutely. Watch this one. Right on the money to his receiver on a crossing pattern where he doesn't have to adjust. It's right in his hands and you get yards after the catch. Can he throw receivers open, over a linebacker and before a safety? Excellent at doing this. Squeezing the ball into small windows. And then, can he read defenses and distribute the football quickly off play action? Absolutely. The kid checks every box. He is going to be fun to watch in 2019.
How about this for a big number? Among active quarterbacks with 15 or more starts, only Alabama under Tua Tagovailoa has scored more points per game. Jordan Love's Aggies have outscored Mackenzie Milton's UCF Knights, Justin Herbert's Ducks, Jake Fromm's Bulldogs, and everybody else. There is more to the Jordan Love story, and for that we bring in the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, the incomparable Dr. Jerry Punch. Doc?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kevin. You know, and obviously, hello everyone. There is a lot more to the Jordan Love story. You know, he put up staggering numbers a year ago, but his career almost didn't happen. You know, when he was growing up as a youngster in Bakersfield, California, he played multiple sports, like most kids do. And every time he would look off to the side of the court of the field, there was his biggest fan, his biggest supporter, his dad, Orban. And then when he was 14 years old, playing in a summer league basketball game, he looked over and Orban wasn't there. His aunt came and picked him up and took him to her house. And then when he arrived, he was told that his dad had just died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, Jordan knew his dad was taking some new blood pressure medicine that was making him feeling some strange things, but it didn't matter. He was devastated. His best friend, his biggest supporter, was gone. He wanted to mail it in, give up on life, and give up on sports. But his mom, Anna, said no. You need sports, son. You need to surround yourself with your teammates, and it will help you forget about the things you don't need to be thinking about. Well, then he went on to high school and set staggering numbers at Liberty High School. And he got 1 FBS scholarship offer at Utah State. And of course, the rest is history with that incredible season a year ago. And now Utah State's promoting him for the Heisman. They're sending out these candy hearts to media all around the country. And ironically, if it weren't for Hart, this young man wouldn't be here tonight. He showed it when he lost his biggest fan at the age of 14, and he shows it every time he steps on the playing field. And here's the best part. We get to see it here tonight. Kevin?
How lucky are we? That is awesome stuff. We asked Jordan yesterday what drives him. He said, I try to be great in everything I do because my father raised me that way, to try and be great and to turn great into excellent. His Aggies will be on defense first. Dominic Eberle to kick it away. Christian Beal-Smith is ready to go. 2019 college football. You ready, partner?
I'm ready, my man. Ready to go.
Off the foot of Eberle into the end zone for a touchback. It will be Wake Forest football from the 25 as we begin, and we'll get our first look at the Demon Deacons' first-time opening day quarterback, Jamie Newman.
Yeah, special runner of the football, big, physical, strong. And like I mentioned earlier, he can deliver it, the deep ball down the field. Wouldn't surprise me just to settle the nerves if he doesn't crank one out to one of these big wide receivers here on first down.
The running back is Cade Carney, and Newman will give it to Carney, stick it in the gut, and let Wake Forest bowling ball senior plunge ahead for 7 yards.
Cade Carney, as consistent as they get, over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns a year ago.
Early tempo, you're going to see this a lot from Wake Forest. The keeper for Newman, who has stood up after a couple of yards just shy of a first down. Wake Forest last season the 4th fastest team in the nation in terms of seconds between play. Here's the lineup. Cade Carney we saw in the first play. You like Christian Beal-Smith a lot too. The other running back will play.
Yeah, he's the home run hitter where you're going to get just the thud from Cade Carney. Mentioned he went over 1,000 yards. Christian Beal-Smith is the home run hitter though.
A pass on 3rd and 1. Newman connects on his first of the year. The tight end Jack Frudenthal is inbounds and out just a yard shy of midfield, a pickup of 15.
Yeah, this is really strength on strength with Wake Forest's offense. A lot of returning starters there against Utah State's strength, which is their defense. It brings back 9 starters from 2018.
Former walk-on Jack Frudenthal, now a second-year starter to captain with the first reception of the year. Deacons go empty, and Newman takes it up the gut. He's a good runner. There's Frudenthal, the captain, firing up his Demon Deacons pregame right in the center of this offensive huddle.
This is
Anderson in the center of that Utah State defense, really a 4-2-5. David Woodward and Tipa Naliai, 2 names we'll likely call a lot tonight. Woodward was an All-American last year. Naliai 10.5 sacks, a TCU transfer. Quick hitter for Newman on 2nd down and 7. This is Kendall Hinton, who was supposed to be the starting quarterback last year for Wake Forest, got suspended, ended up getting moved to slot receiver, and they are very excited about what he can bring.
Yeah, with the ball in his hands in space, he's got a lot of wiggle, is what we were told yesterday by this coaching staff.
On 3rd down, it's Carney for the first, and a big run for Cade Carney inside the 25.
There's the thumper, the 4-year starter who doesn't look to make guys miss. If you're in the open field with Cade Carney, be ready for some action. He's going to bring the action right to your front door.
22 yards on that play. This one slow to develop, and Carney is blown up. There is Tipa Naliai, number 10 in navy blue and white. 310 carries since Cade Carney last lost a fumble, November 2016. The last time he coughed the ball up and lost it.
Well, he's a big, strong back because he's in their 1,500-pound club. When you add bench press and squats and all that good stuff, power cleans, up over 1,500 pounds. He lives in the weight room. They've got, as we mentioned, got a nice 1-2 punch of thump and speed with he and Beal-Smith.
Quick like down to 4. This is a rare sight. Newman looking for the end zone. Flag is thrown. Will not matter. Touchdown, Sage Surratt.
He knew eventually he was going to dial one up. The receiver Scotty Washington at 6'5" and Sage Surratt at 6'3". The best hands on the team on this offensive unit is Surratt, and boy, did he come up big for his quarterback, Jamie Newman. What a drive to start the season for Wake Forest.
75 yards, 8 plays, and 306. Sophomore Nick Skiba bangs home the extra point. He's never missed one. Sage Surratt ended 2018 with a touchdown catch in his final 2 games. He kicks off 2019 with a touchdown on the opening drive. There were 3 finalists for the 2014 Wisconsin job, according to Dave Clawson. He was one of them on the right. Mel Tucker was another, and the man who got it on the left, Gary Anderson, who left Utah State, went to Wisconsin, then Oregon State, and he proved that you can indeed come home again. Gary Anderson's second stint as Utah State head coach begins after Matt Wells left to go to Texas Tech.
Yeah, and he's trying to match the momentum that Matt Wells built last year, going 11-2 for the Aggies.
Utah State was excellent in the return game last year, and Savon Scarver lets this bounce through the end zone. A fortunate break for Wake Forest for a touchback.
Well, right away with that drive, it forces Utah State to have to match Wake Forest when you're on the road.
And Utah State has done some good matching under Gary Anderson. 11 wins his final year. Took the Wisconsin job, 19 wins in 2 seasons there. Badgers made it to the Big Ten title, lost big to Ohio State. He went to Oregon State, a move that surprised a lot of folks. Left in the middle of 2017. Assistant coach at Utah last year, and he is back at Utah State. He told us he did not sell his house in Logan. He kept it the whole time.
He said his sons were living there, and
they had to make some alterations indeed. So his offense's first play is a handoff. Gerald Bright blown up by Nasir Greer out of the Wake Forest secondary.
Yeah, Bright's going to get a lot of action. He's a big part of what they do offensively and will be this year.
First pass attempt of the year for Jordan Love, complete, and a broken tackle for Savon Scarver. He's got elite speed, and he just showed it off into Wake territory for 35 big yards.
And Nasir Greer on the back end. He's the quarterback of the secondary with tremendous range, is able to track him down. Otherwise, that's 6 points.
Broke the tackle of Amari Henderson, and Utah State can go as well. This is not a game for the faint of heart or for instant replayers.
No, do not blink because it will be quick. Nice job of spinning to the outside away from the help, and then it turns into a foot race where Greer is able to track him down.
Love so good on the move, rolls out and completes it for a first down. Jordan Nathan, the most experienced receiver of a very inexperienced group.
Yeah, he has the best hands on the team, but you are in for a treat with Jordan Love tonight.
Love perfect so far, completes another one. Nathan again with a block from inside and a short gain.
Just so smooth, the delivery of Jordan Love. Easy release and just great touch of the football when he decides to go over the top. You watch the film and you're just oohing and ahhing after every single throw, and the placement. I think that's what has NFL scouts just really drooling over this young man.
Only Oklahoma outscored the Aggies last year nearly 50 a game. Love completes one, the diving catch made by Siosi Mariner, the graduate transfer from Utah.
And that's going to be enough for a first down. They're going to move the chains. And what do they do in the red zone here?
Love to the sideline and reeled in. There's Mariner again.
What a throw and a catch. That's where your receiver, and only your receiver, is going to catch this one. Otherwise, it's going out of bounds. And they worked this throw high and outside in pregame warm-up.
Mariners in the slot left after 2 catches in a row. Love will hand it off to Bright. Broken tackle. Touchdown, Utah State.
What an answer. What an answer.
Ran right through Ryan Smenda for 6.
Had us all full thinking and spread them out a little bit. A slot to the left, and then they just hand it off underneath to Bright, who in 2018 ran for 888 yards and 10 touchdowns. Splitting time with Darwin Thompson, who is now with the Kansas City Chiefs.
7 yards on the run, Bright's 14th career touchdown. Blink and you miss it. Utah State answers Wake Forest. Turbocharged start to the season. Offensive delirium early in Winston-Salem. Wake Forest and Utah State. 13 seconds between plays on the opening touchdown drive for the Demon Deacons. Utah State, anything you can do, I can do faster.
Fast.
9 seconds between plays. 9.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Don't blink.
And remember, this is a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator, Mike Sanford, taking over for Matt Wells.
And I tell you what, Gary Anderson, true to his word, said that they were going to run the offense, going to leave everything in place all the way down to the terminology, still run the pace and the tempo, and he has stayed true to his word. Exciting football for Utah State fans, along with a great opening to the season for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
New Utah State coaches said they would put the burden on themselves, keep the terminology the same for Jordan Love's crew. So far, so good. Now the touchback, and Wake will start at the 25. 20.6 seconds between snaps, even quicker than that on the first drive, and a handoff to Kearney results in a gain of about 4.
Well, we felt like this one being strength on strength is who was going to outplay the other. Right now, it's the Wake Forest Demon Deacons offense, the strength of their offense, kind of having a hand in this thing. They're getting what they want on offense against this defense.
Newman just coughed up the football. It's picked up by Utah State, just as Tae. There is a flag down on the play, though.
It's going to be a hold against Wake Forest, and there's the first mistake of the ball game. And it could be costly where it occurred.
Number 71 offense. That penalties decline. Results of the play are fumble, recovery by Utah State. First down.
Kevin, whenever I played, you see, let's check out the fumble here, just kind of carrying it loosely and swinging it around in a crowd. And then you get the defensive leader, David Woodward, in there stripping it out. Forced 2 fumbles a year ago, but look for Utah State to maybe go up top. You get the ball here in plus yardage territory. You want to make this team, the defense, pay. They just came off the field, a little bit winded, and they're right back out there. This is where I would dial up something down the field.
Love will go long, completes it to Mariner inside the 15. There's the shot.
You knew it was coming at some point. You're throwing short underneath. The coverage has no choice but to come up, and you hit him on the wheel route. Mariner's been nice in this game.
After 27 yards, a flip to the tight end, Carson Terrell, the junior. Now 10 of 12 here in the first for Jordan Love.
What a talent at Utah State that they have at quarterback.
Preseason conference offensive player of the year. He'll roll out with it. Love on the run is across the 5-yard line, maybe 2.5 yards shy of a first down. Trey Rucker, the freshman, took him down.
A tipped pass from taking down the 10th ranked defense in the country a year ago on the road against Michigan State, and here he is trying to work his magic again against Wake Forest, an ACC opponent.
Week 1 last year, they led 31-30 late into the 4th. Lost that game, won the next 10. And then an 11th in the bowl.
Inside slant by the top slot looks inviting.
Love looking that way. Instead, he'll float it on the fade. It is intercepted. It's Trey Rucker again, the true freshman, with an impact in his first Wake Forest quarter. Lyle Hemphill, Wake Forest defensive coordinator, told us, he's going to play a lot today, Trey Rucker. True to his word.
Well, they feel like he's got all the goods to be a special player, true freshman, coming up with his first interception of his Demon Deacon career. You see a lot of that throughout that young man's career here in Winston-Salem.
Lyle told us that Warren Ruggiero, their offensive coordinator, did not want to see Trey Rucker at all against his offense
they
in
were
preseason.
bubbling about him when we got a chance to talk to Coach Hemphill yesterday.
Before Kearney stays in as a blocker, he had nobody to block. Gets a chip here, and Newman floats one for a first down. Stephen Claude Out across the 40-yard line, a gain of 16.
Boy, excellent job by Jamie Newman keeping the play alive. And what I like most about it, what made the play, was his eyes down the field. Some quarterbacks, when you start to scramble, they pull it down to run. His eyes were still down the field, which is why he located his receiver.
Eyes down the field the whole way here. And now the redshirt junior Newman will take off. And a pickup of 4 yards. Justice Tae with the hit.
Well, that's as good as any run that you can draw up and try to block. And all of a sudden, everything spreads itself out. A nice little crease for Jamie Newman.
Newman with a late decision to give it to Carney. A hurdle. As we said, he's not making the safety miss. He's just going to run right through him.
You got to love that as a Wake Forest fan, as a college football fan. This guy's a throwback. Not going to dodge any contact, breaking tackles, running through guys. A nice run by Carney.
Here's Claude again with a broken tackle. Stephen Claude, who had all of 7 career receptions coming into this year, has 2 in a row.
Tell you what a first quarter. Couple of turnovers. This Wake Forest defense holding up and turning Utah State away, and then the offense now on the move trying to reward the defense.
20 on the catch after a run of 26. And Carney is upended at the 6-yard line.
Kevin, you see that little delay as he feeds it into the breadbasket and just kind of rides Carney into the line of scrimmage. It allows the blocks to really set themselves, and then when Carney takes the football, he is off and running. Well, you got blitz coming here. And now Utah State checking out of it.
Newman will keep it. Jamie Newman takes a few men to get him down at the 3-yard line. Kevin Metzenheimer, first one there.
A little chess game being played here. You got Wake Forest diagnosing the defense. Okay, we're going to call a play, and then Utah State, once the play's called, they're checking their defense, getting to something else, a different look.
3rd and goal. Newman will throw it. It's dropped. Scotty Washington had inside position on Zahadri Jackson and couldn't hang on.
And this is where they love Scotty Washington. Big body type who has played well at the end of seasons, and he usually gets off to a slow start, and that would qualify as getting off to a slow start. He can't throw it any better. That one hit him right in the middle of the 7.
So a field goal try for Wake Forest terrific sophomore Nick Skiba. 19 of 22 last year. 4th most accurate freshman of the country. This from 21. And a line drive kick goes through.
Whoa, barely.
Not much of a launch angle, but 3 all the same. Savon Scarver from his own goal line, the All-American kick returner last year, with an excellent return stretched across the 30 and a late flag. Utah State has lost some points, lost some yards. It's a very young team, one of the least experienced in the country.
Yeah, especially on the offensive side of the ball, where only 2 starters return, Love and Alfred Edwards, the left tackle.
And the left tackle Edwards gets beaten here, but Love gets rid of it quickly to Caleb Rep. Ordinarily that'd be the last play of the quarter, but maybe not with Utah State's tempo.
That first drive, 9 seconds. They're trying to use every tick of the clock to get a play off, and I guarantee trying to snap one here with 3 seconds.
And they do with 2. It is a handoff for Jalen Warren, and there he goes. Can Jalen Warren win the foot race with Nasir Greer? He cannot. Greer tracks him down at the 25. An explosive end to an explosive quarter.
Yeah, no doubt, but that is 2 scoring plays in which Nasir Greer has tracked down a Utah State player that was running for a touchdown.
61 yards on the 48th total play of the first quarter. We might have 200 in this game. What a way to start 2019 here at Winston-Salem. Just in the last play, a 59-yard run officially from Utah State's Jalen Warren, tracked down by Nasir Greer, who's made a couple of touchdown saving tackles already.
Well, here they are again, getting close to the red zone, we've got to capitalize with a chance to take the lead.
Jordan Love will hand it off, and that's going nowhere. And nowhere would have been better. Jasir Taylor with a stop and loss for Jalen Warren. First quarter numbers, Utah State, Wake Forest, 24-24 in terms of total plays. The Aggies had the yardage advantage, but they've been stopped twice in the red zone.
They really like Jasir Taylor. Junior is gonna play a lot, not only tonight but throughout the season. Excellent cover skills.
Jordan Love, the All Mountain West preseason offensive player of the year, and he throws that one behind Warren to set up 3rd and 12.
They're starting to heat things up a little bit on Jordan Love, not allowing him to sit in the pocket and survey the field, and to force the ball out of his hands with his new receiving core and challenge him a little bit. Get on the same page with the quarterback.
I'm sorry, Amber, Utah State on the edge of the red zone. You saw the number there. Wake Forest was awful defensively in the red zone last year. 2 for 3 with stops right now, and they're trying to stop the Aggies at the 27. A rush of 4. Love delivers through it. Wow. And it's caught by Nathan. What a throw, what a catch. Touchdown, Utah State.
That's just flat out pretty. I mean, the delivery, he just kind of snaps it off. Doesn't pull it back. It's not an elongated delivery. It's nice and quick and compact. Watch the fundamentals here. Stepping up, working the pocket. Nice flick of the wrist, and it hits Nathan right in stride where Jasir Taylor can't even make a play on the football.
6th receiving touchdown of Jordan Nathan's career. He was the only wide receiver returning with 10 catches last season. It's a 5-play, 90-yard drive after the penalty negated a good kick return.
Well, we talked about whether or not Jordan Love can check the boxes way back in our open, and that last play just kind of, exemplifies exactly what we were talking about.
Gary Anderson said to us, "I'm just excited to be on the sidelines when Jordan's
watch him play." Yeah.
Everly's had a holder these last couple of kicks. This is a short one. Grabbed by Kenneth Walker, the freshman. And Walker, the third, is out across the 30. That's Claude up top, who's had 3 catches already. Make it a 4th. First down, Wake Forest.
And Claude's come up big for him throughout the ball game. You're going to a guy that you can trust is going to hold on to the football for you. And Claude has had couple of nice grabs in this game. The press coverage up top, it got soft and allowed him to catch a nice little hitch.
Well, there's Gary Anderson. He's back at Utah State, but Dr. Jerry Punch, the Aggies are without a key member of their family this season.
They certainly are. Utah State's beloved assistant equipment manager, Steve Wiley, nicknamed Night Runner, passed away back in December. For the past 2 decades, he was the man who drove the equipment all night to get to and from away games. As the pass is complete over the middle. But Night Runner also was nicknamed Pops by players, as he was quite the father figure to so many. He routinely promised parents that he would keep an eye on their son when they were a part of the program. Steve Wiley was a decorated Vietnam War veteran and volunteered to do this, meaning he was never paid. He has to be buried right across from Maverick Stadium so he could keep an eye on the football team. Guys?
And you saw the tombstone there, Steve, and his wife buried right across from the stadium as Carney goes high and Zahadri Jackson's helmet comes flying off. What's the end of this play?
I'll tell you what, Carney doesn't avoid contact, does he? About as throwback as they get. They're showing you some hops. What a drive. Nice pass to get it started to Scotty Washington, and comes Wake again.
And there goes Utah State. Wake didn't snap it. Newman, short over the middle to the 15. That's the tight end Frudenthal, his 2nd catch, a gain of 5.
I've been impressed with the game that Jamie Newman's playing. Reading coverage, getting the ball to the open receiver, and then taking care of it. Had 1 fumble, but pretty much is taking care of it.
Carney, again, just inviting contact, searching for it.
You know what that does? Later in the game, guys aren't as willing to come up and make contact with Cade Carney.
3rd and 1. This time Newman will take it, stick it across the 10. That's a first down.
Start to wear on you play after play, and a big guy like that at 5'11", about 215, just keeps bringing it to your front door. Sooner or later, you stop coming outside.
Already 14 first downs for Wake Forest. They've run Newman a couple of times out of these empty sets, and now Carney returns to the backfield. Newman to throw it. Up for grabs, incomplete. He led Surratt a little too long. Andre Grayson in coverage.
Surratt with 1 touchdown reception. Excellent in the red zone. And they'd love to get Scotty Washington involved as well at 6'5". Another big target, but they're just trying to run a rub play to free up Surratt. We got a nice matchup down at the bottom. 6'5" Scotty Washington against 5'9" DJ Williams.
Here he goes. Scotty Washington wins it. 7 on 7 for 6.
Well, you got 6'5" working on 5'9". That is inviting meal all day long for a quarterback. Throw it up, and Scotty Washington gets great separation off the line, high points the ball, just makes it look easy.
How about the roller coaster of emotions for Scotty Washington tonight? He dropped a touchdown. He dropped the next pass thrown to him.
That's behind you. It's next play. Next play. Play the next one.
Credit to Jamie Newman. Kept coming back to him, and now Scotty's got 3 in a row, and Wake Forest has the lead.
Good.
Fair catch made by Scarver. Love will try to change that on this first play. Lofts it in between coverage to Nathan, who had running room and gets taken down at the 45. That's 25 yards on first down.
So much for that for Jordan Love under center.
Out of the flats this time, the tight end Carson Terrell with his first catch.
That's what we were talking about, Kevin, that you can't leave any time on the clock for this offense. They spread it out, they get it out of their hands quickly, and they can score as fast as anyone.
Love with a sidearm slinger there. Broken tackle by Gerald Bright. Wow, that was something out of absolutely nothing at a first down. 89 seconds to go.
And keep in mind, in college football, every first down until they reset the chains, the clock's going to stop.
Handoff Bright. Another broken tackle, and finally wrestled down by Isang Bassi.
And another first down.
11 yards. Well, Utah State, Andre, led the nation last year in scoring drives under a minute. They're getting close.
29 of them under a minute.
Out of the flats again. Bright gets out of bounds at 111.
They can put up points in a hurry. Second in the country in points scored per game, or average points per game, only to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma had a pretty good quarterback last year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And Utah State still got a pretty good one.
Fraternity brother.
Love. Complete to Nathan.
Boy, that is an excellent open field tackle by Nasir Greer. The safety coming up in the open field. If he doesn't make that tackle, well, Nathan may be dancing in the end zone.
It's the 3rd time we've said that about a Greer tackle today.
Big down here for Wake Forest to get themselves off the field.
Where's the matchup here for Love?
It's the tight end in the slot uncovered, but with a safety way back at the top of the screen.
Love will float it for the end zone. It is incomplete. Mariner didn't get a foot down.
Oh, what a throw. And Mariner makes the catch, but he's ridden out of bounds. About a corner Bassey to that side. A lot of scouts think highly of Bassey. Whoa.
Oh, man.
Did he tap the right foot down?
That might be worth a look.
That is worth a look. Let's take a look. The right foot is what we're looking at. That is close.
It's hard to tell where it hits there. It certainly hits close.
This may give us a better look. Oh, yeah, that's touchdown. That's touchdown. That right, the toe tap, that's 6 points. And another magical throw by Jordan Love. Bang, right there.
After further review, it was determined that the receiver's right toe was in bounds.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. It's a great call by the replay officials upstairs. 6 for 6 on this drive was Jordan Love for 69 yards and the 17-yard touchdown toss.
And he might be the coolest, calmest guy, Andre, on the Utah State sideline.
He's a player.
My goodness. Two years ago on this field, Wake Forest won 46-10. The roster's distinctly different here, and a young Utah State team has the lead in a first half featuring 617 yards and 89 plays. Downstairs, Dr. Jerry Punch.
Coach, you talked about how dangerous Jordan Love was going to be and how concerned you were. 2 touchdowns, first 4 possessions, and then the 1 at the end of the half. What are your thoughts about the play of your defense?
I mean, right now, we're not disrupting him at all. He's able to set his feet, and if you give him time and give those receivers time to get open, he's going to hit balls. So we've got to disrupt him more than we have.
Offensively, Jamie Newman's made some pretty good decisions running the ball and throwing it, but he's also let go of the football a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, we're very fortunate that we only have 1 turnover and not 3.
Well, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
We're at halftime here in Winston-Salem with the Utah State Aggies up 21-17 over the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. Back to the studio after this.
Welcome back to ACC Network College Football, presented by Dr. Pepper. Gary Anderson back at Utah State. His Aggies have the lead on the road, 21-17 over Wake Forest.
It's over 600 yards of total offense combined on 89 plays in just the first half of this one.
Allegedly, each team had 2 punts. I certainly don't remember them, but they happened. The defenses have not had their finest hours so far, as to be expected with these up-tempo offenses. This kick is out of bounds right near the pylon and through the end zone for a touchback. Well, Jordan Love, considered one of the top quarterbacks, one of the top quarterback draft prospects, Andre, in the nation. How do you assess his first half?
Yeah, I think he threw the ball extremely well to all areas of the field. Outside, along the sidelines, into the interior to the tight ends, along the numbers, pushing the ball down the field. And then with accuracy, stepping up in the pocket, over the middle, where his receivers catch it, and they can get yards after the catch because it's thrown so accurately.
Love's first throw of the half is caught by Gerald Bright. He's immediately dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of a couple. Lucas Masterson in on the play. Loss of 4. Utah State will go up-tempo anyway. 41 plays in a game, 326 yards, about 8 yards per play.
Yeah, why slow it down? I mean, go ahead and punch the gas a little, see how much you got under the hood.
It's not just the tempo, it's the threat of tempo, these coaches tell us. Getting up to the line quickly. That is dropped.
Boy, and I tell you what a throw.
Savon Scarver couldn't handle it.
That's the right hash throwing a hitch all the way across the field to Scarver, and it was on a frozen rope. That is why NFL scouts just rave about Jordan Love. I mean, you could take this kid and insert him anywhere in the country, and you'd get the same results. We're lucky to have him at Utah State.
6 incompletions, 2 have been dropped. 2 receivers left, 2 right on a 3rd and 14. It's a screen game for Bright. He needs the 35, and he's not going to get there. First down, saving tackle by the captain, Justin Sternad, the All-ACC linebacker.
Yeah, Sternad all over the field, a sideline-to-sideline player, and he proved it there. He's got an all-around skill set that you look for in a linebacker, and certainly he started his career in high school, played defensive back. So that's part of the reason why he can play sideline to sideline. But they've had a few big-time, their first down saving tackle, but a couple of big-time touchdown saving tackles.
3rd 3 and out in the last 4 trips. The 6th-year punter Aaron Dalton gets it away. And nothing on the return for Kendall Hinton. Downstairs to the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Dr. Jerry Punch.
Guys, you got to love Aggie head coach Gary Anderson at halftime when he stopped and said, hey, we are watching 2 incredible offenses here in the first half. It's like a heavyweight fight, punch, counter punch. He said, now, for us defensively, we are struggling with our man coverage. He said that jump ball in the end zone is a prime example of that. He said, we've got to be able to mix up our zone coverage in the secondary, and also we got to make some adjustments in the middle to try to stop the run better. But boy, offensively, this is quite a show.
Yeah, Doc, I think it actually, Kevin, starts with stopping a run. You can't allow Cade Carney and Christian Beal-Smith to continue to run at a clip in which they do, because it opens up so many other things for Wake Forest's offense. I think it starts right now in the second half with stopping the run and being able to slow down this rushing attack of Wake Forest.
So here's Jamie Newman at his own 35 after a 14 for 19 2-touchdown first half. Terrific numbers for each quarterback in the game. Newman has lost a fumble as well. Throws it on first down. That's Sage Serrato with a touchdown early, and he is ripped across midfield. That's a first down gain of 15.
Yeah, the action just caught DJ Williams, who's in zone coverage, leaning inside to go help and run support, and it left Surratt just out there wide open.
Newman goes to the safety valve a little too high for Kendall Hinton.
Let's go back and take a look at that 4th down play with a nice play fake inside, think and run, and they're able to swing it out to Carney. Left all alone out there in the flat.
Wake Forest's first returning 1,000-yard rusher since 2005, Cade Carney. Adds his first catch to 77 on the ground. Newman a strike to Steve Claude, who has more catches tonight than he did all of last year. That's his 5th. And he's a little bit hobbled at the end of it.
I'll tell you what, he's had a nice evening and creating the space necessary by just beating his man off the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 2. Claude again. 6 targets, 6 catches.
Why not? I mean, he has got a matchup, but he likes it, and he's limping and wanting some more. Beating Adams. Adams cannot hold up in man-to-man against Claude.
Carney lowers his shoulder, got hit on the line of scrimmage, and picks up 3 anyway. Tipa Naliai made the stop. Claude has finally left the game. He's going to get some attention on the sideline.
And they check Scotty Washington in his place, and they've got the matchup they want at the bottom against DJ Williams.
Carney. Wake Forest moved the pile, got a little extra push. Very experienced offensive line. They lost Phil Haynes, a 4th-round pick of Seattle, but they still got a good line. And they got a big man in Washington who will stay in for this 3rd down.
This is a nice start to the second half for Dave Clausen and his offensive bunch. Big receiver in Washington.
Another run play. Look at Newman get out there as sort of a blocker, and it's enough for a first down. Carney to the 6.
I saw him do that on film, and I had to ask the coaching staff, is that part of the offensive system? And the answer was yes. They ask him to do it every once in a while. Certainly with his size, all he's got to do is get in the way of somebody. It doesn't have to be knockout blocks, but at 6'4", 230, just kind of get in the way of a defender and give Carney some room.
Stay on the ground. Carney, patient, and down to the 1.
Boy, it is frustrating for a defensive front because you don't know if Newman's going to give it or pull it.
He gives it here, and Carney got given. Metzenheimer with a big hit on the 13th play of the drive.
I think Carney does a nice job, Kevin, of kind of hiding himself where he's not really telling the defense that he has the ball, holding the mesh point a long period of time.
Newman has it this time for the Wake Forest touchdown.
Well, it is a copycat sport, and you are going to see more teams adopt that style when you're running zone read.
Jamie Newman, 4 scores on the ground last year. He's thrown for 2. He's run for 1. This one from a yard out.
And they tag it sometimes with RPOs where Newman will pull it out of there and spin it outside.
Fourteen-play drive in just about 4.5 minutes. 3 total touchdowns for Jamie Newman. His Demon Deacons are back in front. Great moment here at the half in Winston-Salem. The Winston-Salem State University Band, the Red Sea of Sound, played alongside the Wake Forest Band. Fun show for us and for the near sellout crowd here in Winston-Salem. There's the Red Sea of Sound. The Marching Rams. What's the best football band you've ever seen?
Oh boy, that's a good one. The Ocean of Soul, TSU, Texas Southern.
What a great name, the Ocean of Soul. I'd like to live in one of those. It's an unusual coaching transition because Anderson had been there from 09 to 12. He had been with Mike Sanford Sr., and he now has his son Mike Jr., who was the head coach at Western Kentucky, as the new offensive coordinator. Mike Sanford Jr. was very excited about this job for a couple of reasons, Andre, one of which was he got to snowboard again, which you can't really do in Kentucky. And look at this hurdle by Jordan Nathan.
How about that?
That's catching some air. Don't need a slope for Jordan Nathan, 17 yards.
Let's get airborne, baby. I'm just shocked that he was able to get all the way over the top of someone, and they're standing straight up. Luke Masterson, all 6'2" of it.
Jordan Nathan, he was crowd surfing at the end of this. Here's Devin Tompkins, the slot receiver, with a burst. Good night, Devin. 2 plays, 63, make it 73 yards on the quickest drive of the night for Utah State.
And he's not big, but he's tough. 4.3 speed is what Coach Phillips told me about his young receiver out of Fort Myers, Florida, Dunbar High School.
First career touchdown for Tompkins. And the extra point added by Eberle.
What a football game. What a football game.
56-yard pitch and catch. Jordan Love's 3rd touchdown throw of the game to Devin Tompkins.
Yeah, 2 excellent blocks at the top of the screen. And then it's just off to the races by Tompkins. And where in the world is Nasir Greer? Why is he not on the field? The game, the touchdown-saving tackler for Wake Forest.
He's had either 2 or 3 touchdown-saving tackles. He couldn't save it from the bench.
A given.
Pressure in his face. Newman gets away from Woodward, and Washington drops another.
He's made some great catches and he's let a couple get away from him. That's just concentration, seeing it into your hands and tucking it away. 3 big drops tonight for Scotty Washington.
Newman all the way. Devon Anderson's in there, the defensive tackle from Baltimore. Well, 3rd and 9 coming up. We were talking about Kendall Hinton earlier, Doc, and what a journey it's been for this young man.
Yeah, Kendall Hinton, we talked about the fact that he was suspended and almost off the team. He had to sit in his own room a year ago and watch these first 3 games on television. And he talked about the fact that he put his name in the transfer portal, then took it back out. But the best thing that happened to him was in May when he got to walk across the stage as a graduate. He got his degree at Wake Forest University in health and exercise science. He said, a year ago, I was immature. I've learned so much. I'm a different man. And now, most importantly, I'm a college graduate with a diploma from Wake Forest University.
That's a great story, Doc. Sometimes the easy thing to do is to just transfer and forget everything. And you know, sometimes it's more rewarding when you just stick it out.
Sage Surratt on a 3rd and 9 as a first down for Wake Forest. He was going to be stopped short. He got away from a couple of Utah State players for 15.
Well, he was wrapped up early. And I thought the play was going to be cut short, and he just kept plowing forward.
Surratt again, the 2nd all-time leading scorer in basketball in the state of North Carolina. He's the first ever player of the year in basketball and football in North Carolina history.
They're going to continue to pick on DJ Williams at 5'9", 180. These big receivers. Wouldn't be surprised they go right back to it.
3 in a row.
No doubt.
And Surratt gets out of the Williams tackle inside the 20 for a first down.
I might give him, just slow the tempo down a little bit and go right back there. Again, that's 3 plays in a row to Sage Surratt. And the coverage dictates.
Are they going to keep isolating him? No team has scored consecutive times in the game, and Utah State had the last tally. And here comes Wake Forest. Beal Smith romps into the end zone. There is a flag down at the 2.
Face mask against Utah State. So this one will stand.
Personal foul, face mask. Number 3, defense. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Touchdown.
Then you get yourself in a situation, Kevin, where the defense knows you're going to throw the football, so they're sitting on it. You run a route that essentially brings Amari Henderson to the party, but Bill Smith made him pay in one play.
First career touchdown for the hometown kid, Christian Beal Smith, the redshirt sophomore. Coaches called him an electric mover. Coaches were right. Wake Forest scored first. Utah State answered. Wake Forest kicked a field goal. Utah State kicked a touchdown. Back and forth we've gone. Neither team has consecutive scores. Each of the last 6 scores have been lead changes. Kick is from the 50 after the face mask penalty, and this will sail out of the end zone. 135 plays in the game. No accepted penalties against Wake Forest on week 1. Boy, is that impressive. That is a testament to Dave Clawson and his staff.
No doubt about it. That's discipline within the program from top to bottom and in all 3 phases.
Oh, big hole for Warren right away. Got a block. Jalen Warren can go, and he's across the 35, shouldered down by who else but touchdown saver Nasir Greer at the 30.
And they need to get it. They need to have someone check Nasir Greer out, because he took a blow, got up, and wobbled after this run by Warren. I mean, they need to check him seriously.
Yeah, that's a discouraging sign, and the good news for for Wake Forest, they'll have time to check him as the quarter comes to an end. A 43-yard run by Warren. We've had 6 lead changes in a row. Are we on the brink of a 7th? Come on back, find out. Start of the 4th quarter. Welcome back to ACC Network College Football, presented by Dr. Pepper. Kevin Brown, Andre Ware, Dr. Jerry Punch. Utah State on the move with Devin Tompkins making the grab. We have been glutted with offensive football tonight. 136 total plays, 8 touchdowns. The last 6 scores have changed the lead. Neither team, Andre, has scored on consecutive drives. You know what that means. The last team to score was Wake Forest.
Yeah, it's been a magical night offensively, and these coaches, both coaches, will get all over their defenses when this one is over. A little bit too much given up in the total yards department by both defenses.
Jordan Love and Utah State yet to convert.
Oh, we're enjoying
a 3rd down and a half.
We're enjoying
this. Is awesome. You never know how much you miss college football until you're back in a game like this, right? Love, 3rd and 6, clean pocket, a strike. It's Caleb Rebb, the grad transfer from Utah.
What a
1st
throw.
and goal coming up.
Well, what a throw. Threw one at the end of the 3rd quarter along the sidelines, and then that one inside to Rebb.
It's a handoff here. It's a touchdown for Jalen Warren.
And just like that, Utah State doesn't flinch. Jordan Love's work in the pocket, finds his big tight end, Kalen Rebb, the grad transfer from Utah, and they're going to top it off with Jalen Warren getting himself into the end zone. A big run of in his own right. What better way to finish it off than to get yourself into the end zone?
Boy, don't you have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Jalen Warren this year for Utah State?
I thought Bright would be, Gerald Bright would be a big part of the game plan tonight, but it's turned out to be the junior, Jalen Warren.
15 touchdowns at junior college last year. Snow College, which is a terrific JUCO program in Utah. Josh Heupel, Heisman Trophy winner, UCF coach, out of Snow College, among others. Average touchdown drive for Utah State tonight, 96 seconds. That's a punk song right there. Christian Beal-Smith had the last score for Wake Forest. And he's just shy of 25. Well, Utah State's been in this spot before. It was 1 year ago, a very similar score. And the Aggies open the season at Michigan State. Darwin Thompson, everyone's favorite fantasy football sleeper this year, plunged in from a yard out. Utah State led with 5:05 to go, but Connor Hayward ran it in for the Spartans. 2-point conversion made it a 7-point lead. Jordan Love was picked off, and Utah State nearly shocked the nation in week 1. And of course, in hindsight, it shouldn't be much of a shock. They ended up going 11-2 and probably had a better season than Michigan State. Incomplete pass from Jamie Newman, thrown behind Brandon Chapman on 1st down.
And this is where, if you're Coach Anderson, you want your defense 2nd and long, 3rd and long. You got to come up big the first two downs in a possession, and then bring some pressure maybe on Jamie Newman. You know, Carney's on the sideline chopping to get back in the game, wanting back in.
This is Beal-Smith series, and this is Beal-Smith's football. And not a whole lot of room for him there. Fua Leilua closed it up inside. 3rd and long coming up.
This is where Utah State expecting a pass, maybe bringing some pressure. Keep an eye on David Woodward.
3rd and 7, Newman. He'll run it. Needs the 33 for a 1st down. He's upended, took a hit, but he's got the 1st down. DJ Williams made the stop. It's a gain of 9.
Well, they rush 4 and just drop into deep zone coverage. And a guy like Jamie Newman forces you to play 11 on 11. You drop that deep and you don't get home with 4, he'll make you pay.
Newman gets rid of it quickly, and again incomplete. Again looking for Chapman, with Shaq Bond closing quickly.
Well, he has had some game, hasn't he? Shaq Bond has been all over the field. This has been a nice number change for him, going from 25 to 4.
Beal-Smith on 2nd down. Beal-Smith squirts free. He's going to be marked down a yard shy of the 1st down. Troy Leffridge with the stop. 3rd and 1 coming up.
To replace a couple of offensive linemen themselves, and right in the middle of the formation is Wake Forest.
And this is another one to Hinton for a 1st down, winning the battle outside.
Hinton runs a nice route. That little, we call him a pick route. A lot of people refer to him as rubs, but it is what it is. But Hinton is able to come free.
Claude, oh, he's stuck by the true freshman Cam Lampkin, who was not on the Utah State 2-deep, got beat by Hinton on the last play, and then delivered his revenge.
Well, you can play, you're going to get on the field, and Lampkin there with a big-time hit. And Newman seems to be heating up a little bit here in the passing game.
Short one into a double team. Woodward is there along with Shaq Bond, maybe the two most active players for Utah State defensively, and the catch by Freudenthal.
And a big third down here. They've moved the ball down in plus territory. You want to finish this thing off.
Need the 29 for a first down, and it's a run play to Kearney, and Wake Forest is going nowhere.
Well, it was a setup to go for it on fourth down. They were trying to get anything with Kearney, any positive yards, and they were going on fourth. Looks like that's still the plan here.
On 4th and 5, Newman's pass is incomplete. He was searching for Sage Surratt, and Utah State takes over on downs again.
Shaq Bond, the safety on the back end, almost got him an interception. And it's one of those where you go back and look at it, you're actually happy that it didn't happen. You got better field position by not catching the interception.
Clausen wanted a flag there on the contact against Surratt. Didn't get it. Utah State has the ball at its own 34.
They take a conservative approach here. And if it's a pass, it's going to be something quick. Well, they may ride the shoulders of Jalen Warren here the last 4 minutes and 6 seconds.
It's Warren. Those are broad shoulders at 5'8", 215. Look at how many Demon Deacons are in there to finally knock him down. A pickup of 7 yards.
Boy, he is shifty. Runs with a low center of gravity, and you see the big lower body, big thick legs. He's hard to bring down. You're never going to get a real shot on Jalen Warren.
You let this play clock run all the way down if you're Utah State?
You're in a 4-minute offense right now. And what that is when you have a lead, you're just trying to bleed the clock. There's no need to go fast anymore. You've slowed the tempo down, trying to drain as much of the clock as you possibly can and get out of here 35-31 if you can.
Snap it at 6, give it to Warren. Left side for a first down. Ryan Smenda with a hit after a gain of 5 yards.
And the only reason why you see them at the line of scrimmage is because this is just what they do. You know, kind of huddle around the line of scrimmage, but there's no hurry in it anymore.
Only win in ACC history for Utah State. The first meeting between these teams back in 2014, 36-24 in Logan.
Yeah, the play clock, we would get to about 5 seconds before I would snap it if I'm Jordan Love.
Snaps it at 6, gives it to Warren. Hang on to the football, young man. That's what the Utah State folks are hoping. And Wake Forest, it appears, is going to use its first timeout.
Yeah, they were.
That's their first timeout of the half.
1 down, 2 to go for Dave Clausen. And a 2nd and 8 coming up. Gary Anderson left Utah State 7 years ago, but he said he kept his house in Logan the whole way. His 3 sons went to Utah State. Gary told us he was happy to get the house back, but he said, let's face it, we had to take the thing down to the foundation, remodel it. Concrete in the roof, that's it. There's some new look. There's some old foundation for Gary Anderson, both with his house and with this Utah State program. He retakes it over for Matt Wells, and he could be 1-0 in his second go-round with 2:41 remaining in a 4-point lead. Jordan Love will hand it off again. Jalen Warren bouncing through the middle of that Wake Forest defense. And he'll be about 4 yards shy of a first down as Wake Forest uses timeout number 2.
And the thing for Jalen Warren, it's going to be his show from now to the finish line, is to make sure that he's holding on to the football. And Jordan Love makes sure the quarterback, running back exchange, the mesh point, it's all clean. Now the first order of business is to protect the football if you're Utah State.
3rd down, Love will give it to Warren. He is smothered. And the late push can't help. He gets nothing. Justin Sternad was in there early, the All-ACC linebacker, and Wake Forest will use its final timeout.
Watch the film of
Final timeout of the second half.
Jamie Newman lead
Final.
Wake Forest from behind against NC State. And he's going to have some time to do it tonight against Utah State. 2:26 left. Wake Forest holds up, and it's a totally different story here.
Dalton, clean delivery. Kendall Hinton will fair catch this just across the 10. So Wake Forest has 89 yards to go for the lead.
Yeah, and keep in mind, it's all 89 because 3 points won't do it. They have to get in the end zone with 2:19 left.
Here's what you were referring to, Andre. Jamie Newman took over for a Thursday night start at NC State. Wake Forest nearly a 3-touchdown underdog. He hit Jack Frudenthal late for a win that helped Wake Forest get to a bowl. They ended up at 6-6 and then beat a very good Memphis team late. Newman ran for 3 scores this last one in the final minute. A missed field goal late solidified a 37-34 win and a 7-6 year for the Demon Deacons.
MVP of that bowl game, the Birmingham Bowl against Memphis. You're right, that was a good Memphis football team.
So 1st and 10 for Newman, and a strike to Kendall Hinton on the first play, upended near the 30-yard line. That's the way to start it. 19 yards, Newman to Hinton.
All right, Dr. Jerry Punch talked about Newman's maturity, and you are seeing it play through on the field tonight.
Jamie loves that deep ball, and he's got it to Surratt. Sage Surratt will score. '71 breathtaking yards.
Hinton with a big catch, and Surratt comes right back with a strike from Newman, and just like that.
First of all, is this a touchdown? Where is the knee down?
Come back. I thought the knee touched right there before. Oh boy, it's
Are we
not
sure
clear.
it touched? That's the freshman Cam Lampkin, by the way. And does the knee?
Looks like he's
raise it
lunging for the end zone as it appears to touch, but I'm not sure, and I'm not sure there's enough video evidence to overturn the call on the field.
After further review, it was determined that the ball carrier's knee was down when the ball was over the 1-yard line. Be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Okay.
The clock will start on my signal.
Well, if we subtract a yard there, we're at almost 1,200 yards total. We're at, let me do some quick math, 1,146. That's Andre Grayson, a sophomore, who has beaten coverage. Nice job by the freshman Lampkin to get down here and, for the moment, save the score.
Yeah, they can let the clock just continue to tick.
If you had to do it over again, maybe Lampkin shouldn't have made the tackle.
Yeah,
in
let him get in the end
retrospect.
zone.
Hard to say that in the moment, but this could be a huge
I might
break.
have taken a timeout if I'm Gary Anderson there and forced them to go ahead and run a play.
Carney is the back, and Carney not going to make it. Devon Anderson with a stop.
And he's finally going to take one here. Might have taken it before the ball was snapped. 1:21 left, because it was clear that Wake Forest was going to let the clock run. You need every second once you get the football back. You're hoping that maybe you have a goal line stand here.
Timeout, Utah State. That's their first timeout of the second half.
Second down, it's Carney, and he's short again. Shaq Bond in there to blow it up, along with a host of others. Anderson's been a presence inside, and Utah State uses its second timeout.
30-second timeout.
Third and goal. Newman Sticks it to Carney. Carney is not going to get close. He's been swallowed up 3 straight plays, and it's 4th and game coming up on the other end of this timeout.
Wow.
That's their 3rd and final timeout.
I mean, maybe it's time to show it and pull it. They may have lost yards there. Woodward again, the first Aggie on the spot.
This is the greatest night for a Woodward since the end of Watergate.
He has had some football game, hasn't he?
How many tackles does he have now? 90? 24 tackles for Woodward. He had a career-high 20 at Colorado State last year. He was Pro Football Focus's best linebacker in the country, graded out higher than anybody else. The junior out of Olympia, Washington. Look, we thought this might be another coming out night for Jordan Love. He's been great, but Woodward defensively has made his presence.
Well, they're going to need one more big stop here.
4th and goal from the 2. Newman to throw it. Hinton high points it, comes down with it, and gives Wake Forest the lead. His 5th year with a touchdown at Wake Forest. None of them bigger than this.
And they go right back at Andre Grayson, who Surratt beat, to get him down here. And he's cramped up in the end zone, but they go right back at him with Hinton. And he's able to come down. They have found the slot receiver to replace Dortch. What a catch. And what a throw. There's still a lot of time left in this game.
This is a big extra point. Skeeb has never missed one in his career. And the lead is 3 with 1:08 to go and nary a timeout in sight.
But all you need is a field goal. You don't have to get yourself in the end zone. If I'm Gary Anderson, you're stressing that point to Jordan Love right now.
So you get to the 35-yard line or so. That would be within Eberle's range.
And I don't know that I'm going to kick it deep to Scarver, an All-American kick returner, and a guy that can certainly house it.
This is a big kickoff for Nick Skiba. That is headed for the end zone. So Utah State will start at its own 25. Jordan Love's Travel and Salvation Show has 1 shot left.
Yeah, elect to play zone here.
A rush of 3. Love hit as he delivers and nearly intercepted. Kobe Davis came tumbling over the top and almost ended the game.
He almost had Scarver. If he's able to step into that throw.
Who's your go-to target here if you're Love?
I think Jordan Nathan. Something on a crossing route.
Love pressured, gets away, heaves it down the field into double coverage. Davis is back there again. Scarver wants a flag. He will not get it. 3rd and 10 coming up. Still no flags thrown against Wake Forest. No penalties in the game against the Demon Deacons in 178 plays.
Well, you need something that's going to get you about half of it here. And that way you can pick it up on 4th down. But you don't need the 1st down, which Jordan Love needs to understand.
He needs 10.
All of it at once.
Complete. It's Mariner down to midfield, and that will extend the game with 46 seconds to go. It stops the clock. Gain of 25.
Maybe he's got one called in the huddle. He's trying to signal it.
From his own 49, Love with a short one. Got to get out of bounds here.
He does.
Caleb Rep. Yes, he does. Stops the clock with 37 seconds.
Now you can settle things down, get a play call from the sideline with the clock stopped. and not have to rush things. Everybody can get a break, take a nice deep breath, and you go back to work.
Again, you're about 11 yards away from getting in Eberle's range.
The middle of the field is wide open.
Love off his back foot into the middle of the field and incomplete.
I mean, I'd go back to the same set. They go trips into the short side of the field, and the middle of the field is so inviting. Caleb Rebb is to that side, but it is wide open. And as you mentioned, you only need about 11 yards. That's enough for a run and a catch. A catch and a run, and get down with a first down.
Tight end rep in motion.
Maybe going to drag Nathan across the middle here.
Nathan's in the slot left. He's closest to the line. Love for Rep, trying for a one-handed catch, incomplete. And he got laid out late. Oh, and here comes a flag against Greer. It's going to be the first Wake Forest penalty of the game with 23 seconds to go.
A huge one, because it's going to give him an automatic first down.
Personal foul, targeting, number 9, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Man, oh man, after no penalties all game, the last spot you can have it, and Utah State's within field goal range. Still no timeouts. From the 31, Love. Can't take a sack here. Can't take that either. Intercepted. Justin Sternad with a game winner for Wake Forest.
What a play, and he has made a couple in this game, but none bigger than the one he just made there to save this ball game with 17 seconds left for Wake Forest.
I correctly confirm.
Unbelievable play by Sternad. Love's trying to bite off a little bit more rather than just get the ball out or take the underneath throw. He's trying to squeeze one down the field, and now it's victory formation for Wake Forest, and they get out of here with a 38-35 victory.
Justin Sternad's 4th career interception. There are more than 20 players on this Wake Forest 2 deep in their 4th or 5th year. He is one of them, a redshirt senior. This is what Dave Clawson has built at Wake Forest. Players in their 3rd and their 4th and their 5th years. They have the experience, and they have delivered in big game after big game over the last 4 seasons. Newman and Sternad, along with the 5th-year senior, hitting the heroes tonight, and Wake Forest is 1-0. Let's go downstairs to Dr. Jerry Punch.
Well, just running over here a moment ago, you can take a deep breath now, Coach. What a football game. I mean, 2 heavyweight offenses. In the end, what was the difference for the Demon Deacons?
I mean, it was 2 yards, and I mean, in some ways, I don't feel like we deserve to win this game. I don't feel like we played well, but our kids had a lot of stick-to-itiveness and made some plays at the end, and just a really gutty performance by a lot of kids.
Less than a minute and a half to play. You're on the 2-yard line to try to win the game. You run the ball 3 times with Carney. What were you thinking?
Thinking if you can't get a yard running it, you don't deserve to win. And then we lost yardage. So obviously our short yardage offense, we need to work on that. But Kendall Hitt made a great play in the back of the end zone, and really a miracle win for us.
You talked about picking Jamie Newman because of what he could do at the end of a ball game. He won twice last year. NC State late, came from 18 behind in the bowl game. His maturity in that last drive, how would you comment on that?
He doesn't get phased in those situations. So he's done it with us in the Birmingham Bowl, NC State, and now today against a very good team.
Hey, congratulations, Coach.
We had a whole lot of ends tonight. And Jason Phillips along for the ride with Andre Ware, with Dr. Jerry Punch. I'm Kevin Brown. What a night here on ACC Network. Wake Forest wins at 38-35 over Utah State. Thanks for being with us on a memorable Week 1 night from Winston-Salem.